Hi, this is Shell, also known as the Purple Gimp, and I believe this is episode 6 or 7, we'll call it. As some of you know, my very best friend in the world and my co-captain of my GIMP cheerleading squad has been battling pancreatic, kidney, and brain cancer for the last 8 or 9 years. We got sick actually right about the same time. She was the first friend that I made when I moved here to Oregon years ago. And our kids went to school together at the time. And she was like the sister I never had. She is like the sister I never had. And so while all this has been going on with me fighting for my life, I've been trying to protect her from the worst of it because I didn't want to worry her. And at the same time, she was getting very ill and was doing the same thing and trying to protect all of us, including her doctors, from the fact that she had taken a turn for the worse. Excuse me. So my family took me out of town to try and rest and heal over the 4th of July. And during that time, she became too weak to walk, and her phone fell down in between the sofa bed in her living room where she couldn't reach it, and she was unable to call 911. And her mother, who has trouble seeing and can't drive, sent a family friend over to her apartment, and they broke down the door and found her and got her to the hospital right away. And she's been there for 10 or 11 days now. And she's so weak that she can't even sit herself up in bed. And I've been down there at the hospital as much as I've been physically able. She's so sick that she forgets what she's talking about in the middle of a sentence and has a hard time following what you're trying to say to her. And this evening, in fact, while I was at the drugstore getting my medicine with my kids, I received a call from Jen's doctor, and he let me know that the surgical team had been in to see her and had decided that there was just no way to operate on her, and that it was going to be a few days, maybe a week, before she's gone, and that they'd be making arrangements to transfer her to hospice. And he requested that me and her mom be there tomorrow when the doctors tell her that there's nothing else that they can do. It still hasn't hit me yet. I can't even seem to cry. She has a daughter, as I mentioned before, and she's my oldest son's age. She's 12, and she's away visiting her father in Seattle, which is a few hours from here. She didn't know until last night that her mother was in the hospital. And so now she's going to have to be told that her mom's dying. And I've spent all night trying to come up with the right words tomorrow for my friend. I keep thinking about what I want to hear, because I've thought so much recently about the very real possibility of me not making it and what that would mean. And everything I can think of to say sounds so pointless and so greeting card and meaningless. All I know to do is to be there and to let her know that we love her and that we're going to be there every step of the way and that she's not alone. But it just doesn't seem like enough. And it doesn't seem fair that she should go like this without any preparation, without any planning, without time spent with her daughter. I know it's trite, but it's just not fair. I feel really foolish now for thinking that I was protecting her. And all the while, she was trying to protect all of us. I feel like I should have pushed more when I couldn't get a hold of her. But when you get sick and you're in bed so much, it's hard to do the normal things like return phone calls or emails or text messages. One day bleeds into the next, and before you know it, a week has gone by, and you've worried everybody to death, and you don't mean to do it. It just happens because you're doing all you can to get through from 1 hour to the next. And I know that. I live it. And we've always both been real good about respecting that about the other and not taking it personally if we didn't return a phone call right away. I just feel like I should have known that this time was different somehow. I just didn't. Not quickly enough. None of us did. I can't help wondering if any one of us had gone by there sooner, before she got so weak, if things would be different right now. And I know that second guessing myself isn't going to help anybody. But these are the things going through my head. And my heart is breaking into a million pieces. Nobody deserves to die like this. You know, instead of dumping billions and billions of dollars into the war machine, you know, maybe we could invest just a portion of that money into medical research. There are millions of people out there like Jennifer and like me and like so many of the other patients I know that are fighting diseases for which there are no cure. And it's hard to have hope without that. And hope is what we all need to want to keep fighting, to have the will to believe. And we all deserve to live. 49,000 people died last year in America because they didn't have any insurance. A little girl in India earlier this week committed suicide because her father and her brother both needed life-saving organ transplant surgeries, and they couldn't cover the medical costs. And so she committed suicide to donate her own little organs to her dad and her brother. And sadly, her note detailing her wishes wasn't found until after her remains had been cremated. In 2011, this shouldn't be the way of it. People deserve quality medical care and shouldn't have to die to get it. I truly believe that there's so many people that would still be here right now if they had just had access to, the same level of medical care that people with insurance have. That shouldn't be an elitist sort of club, exclusive. Everybody deserves the right to be healthy. Everybody. Thanks for being here. And thanks to all my friends. You know who you are, for your support through this difficult time. It really means a lot. As usual, if you're out there, if you're watching this, You're not alone. Bye.